Hello, this is Brother Oats. James chapter 5 and verse number 7. Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are. Elijah experienced the same emotions, the same weaknesses, and the same struggles as anyone else. From his determination on top of Mount Carmel to his depression under a juniper tree, one of God's greatest prophets found himself in a dark cave of depression, emotionally, spiritually, and physically spent. What caused it? Just as there is usually no one cause to depression, but many, there were several factors involved in Elijah's depression. He had just experienced in 1 Kings chapter 18 a great victory on top of Mount Carmel. 450 false prophets of Baal had been slain. The king Ahab got in his chariot, hurried over to Jezreel, some 20 miles away, to meet with his wife, the queen, whose name was Jezebel, to tell her the news. She was furious. In fact, in verse number 2, she sent a messenger with this message, basically saying, Elijah, what happened to you and the false prophets of Baal is going to be what happens to you by this time tomorrow. Verse 3, the Bible says that Elijah, concerning him, he arose and went for his life. He ran for his life out of fear. Most depression can be traced to some phobia or fear. In verse number 4, the Bible says that Elijah said these words, "Take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers." When Elijah compared his life to others, he saw himself as a complete failure. Depression has a way of blinding you to your successes and achievements, and all you can see up close and personal are your failures. In verse number 5, the Bible says, he lay and slept under a juniper tree. Why? Because fatigue had set in. He was hungry and exhausted. In verse number 12, he says these words, I, even I only, am left. He saw no way out. All he could see was futility. He's the last great hope. After he's gone, it's all over. How did God respond? He cared for his physical needs by bringing him food and water. That's verse 6 and verse number 8. He cared for his emotional needs by giving him time to rest. That's verse 5 and verse number 7. And finally, he cared for his spiritual needs in verse number 12. By speaking to him in a still, small voice. The next time you find yourself in a dark cave of depression, don't let the noise of the world and the sounds that echo off the walls of caves keep you from hearing God's still, small voice. Bereans, search the scriptures. God bless you.